and welcome to News Hour on Voice of the People TV. I am Vivian Oguche. Before we begin, kindly visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. First, the headlines. Presidency says White House invitation rejection statement fake. Obi affirms interest in 2027 under Labour Party, says might be last shot. Masop wants Tinubu against Soludo, others assuring win. And Wiki quits reconciliation agreements, blames Makinde for crisis. 99% of candidates score below 200, says JAMB. And Nigeria's mining reforms attracted $800 million in 2024, says the federal government. The world of sports, that will be on the foreign scene. Russia's largest air attack kills over 12 people. And in business, federal government approves Lekki Channel deepening to 17 meters. In sports, Delta leads with 103 medals as outage disrupts 10,000-meter finals. And in entertainment, actor hospitalized after on-set kick. Here are the details. The presidency has described as fake and malicious a widely circulated claim that President Bola Tinubu rejected a working visit invitation from the White House due to domestic priorities and aircraft constraints. In a statement via his official X page, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, dismissed the claims as the handiwork of disinformation agents, hoax peddlers, fake news propagators, and clickbaiters. The document, disguised as a State House official statement, claimed that the Tinubu administration has declined a White House invitation for a working visit to Washington, D.C. It cited critical domestic priorities and logistical constraints, including the unsustainability of presidential aircraft for long-distance travel as the government's excuse. The statement was reportedly falsely attributed to Onanuga, bearing his name and official designation as the signatory. However, Onanuga has distanced himself from the statement, emphasizing that neither the White House nor the Nigerian presidency had issued or acknowledged such communication. And now, presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, has confirmed that he will contest in 2027 on the platform of the Labour Party, but that the 2027 general elections may be his final shot at the presidency. In a video clip that went viral on the party's WhatsApp platform during an informal address to young Nigerians, Obi said he would be 65 in 2027 and might not be willing to pursue public office beyond that age. According to him, Nigeria should have a retirement age for politicians. He explained that being 65 in 2027 means that if the presidency goes to the north in 2031, it might not return to the south until 2039, when he would be 77. He added that he would not want to run for office at that age because he would make a mess of everything. However, Obi assured his audience of continued support for young Nigerians who are serious about national transformation. He said he would always support those committed to real change with whatever resources he could provide. And still on the 2027 general elections, the movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra has warned President Bola Tinubu to be wary of support promises for his 2027 presidential election by those it described as self-acclaimed Igbo leaders, noting that the ongoing dialogue is about representation and political strategy within the Southeast region as the next general elections approach. Masop reminded Tinubu that the Southeast region will not support his bid for a second term, according to a statement by Masop leader Uchenna Madu. Masop insisted that the choice of presidential candidate for 2027 ultimately rests with the people and not political figures, and warned against the promise by Anambra State Governor Professor Charles Soludo and other Igbo leaders. According to the group, these individuals do not represent the true will of the Igbo people, and their influence would not translate into genuine voter support. He noted that Tinubu's administration has neglected the region, leading to significant pain agony and feelings of marginalization among the people. Madu further warned that there was a need to understand the sentiments and aspirations of the Igbo grassroots rather than relying on established political figures who would not resonate with the broader community. But still on politics, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has vowed to fight on until justice is attained as he pulls out of all previous agreements aimed at resolving the lingering crisis in the People's Democratic Party, PDP. He accused the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, of being the architect of the party's present problems, stating that non-adherence to agreements reached was the bane of the party, with Makinde as the chief culprit in the anomaly. In a statement titled PDP Crisis, My Position, which he personally signed, the minister insisted that resolutions reached that Senator Samuel Anyanwu remained the national secretary of the PDP in tandem with the Supreme Court judgment must be respected by all the parties involved. Also, all legal matters relating to Rivers State should be withdrawn by the National Legal Advisor. The suit on the state of emergency should be withdrawn forthwith, and nobody should deviate from the agreements so reached, Wike stated. According to the statement, since after the 2023 general election, PDP has been wantonly swinging from one part of a slippery precipice to another, owing fundamentally to dishonesty and lack of trust among its key stakeholders. Meanwhile, a leader of the All Progressives Congress in Delta State, Ayerimi Emame, has ruled out the possibility of automatic tickets for former members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who recently defected to the opposition party, which controls government at the center. Addressing a party gathering in Warri, Emame insisted that rather than the speculated guaranteed candidacy for new defectors, all aspirants must go through a competitive selection process ahead of the 2027 elections. According to him, while the party is open to welcoming new members, there will be no special treatment and no one is assured any position simply for defecting to the party. He further stated that the APC already has strong aspirants preparing for the Delta South senatorial seat, adding that only those who have worked and earned their place in the party will be considered for tickets. From politics to education now, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board has announced that 99% of the 336,848 candidates that sat the rescheduled Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination in Lagos and the 5 Southeast states scored below 200. In a statement by JAMB's Public Communication Advisor, Fabian Benjamin, the examination body noted that only a handful scored up to 217 in the affected sessions. In the released UTME results, which were released on Sunday after the initial server glitches that reportedly marred the exercise in 6 states of the Federation, Benjamin clarified that there was no high scorer in the cancelled sessions of the affected states. According to him, the misleading questions posed by certain individuals regarding candidates who allegedly scored highly in the cancelled sessions who might desire to retain their previous results are totally unfounded. He explained that only a handful scored up to 217 in the affected sessions, while 99% scored below 200 marks, thereby indicating that there were no high scorers in the cancelled sessions of the affected 6 states. Meanwhile, data from the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board have revealed that more candidates scored 250 and above in the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination since the adoption of the computer-based test format in 2013 than in any previous year during this period. The data shows that out of the 1,931,467 candidates who sat for the 2025 exam, 17,025 students, representing 0.88%, scored 300 or more. Additionally, 117,373 candidates or 6.08%, scored between 250 and 299. Together, this makes a total of 134,398 candidates scoring 250 and above, which is an increase from the previous highest figure of 77,070 candidates, or 4.18% in 2024. In further breakdown, 565,988 students, or 29.3%, scored between 200 and 249, while 1,364,479 candidates, accounting for 70.7%, scored below 200. JAMB added that historical data from 2013 to 2024 show variations in the percentage of candidates scoring 250 and above, with 2019 recording 61,356 or 3.35%, and 2014 only 4,380 or 0.2%, among others. Well, you're still watching News Hour on Voice of the People TV. When we return, Nigeria's mining reforms attracted $800 million in 2024, according to the federal government. Stay with us for this and more stories after this break.
Good morning. It's the start of a beautiful day. Or start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered.
VOP This Morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV, now streaming on SLTV
Channel 264.
From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV
Channel 264.
Join us as we read Voice of the People Television. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
The Minister of Budget Allocation. The Minister, who spoke during a featured interview for an upcoming State House documentary marking President Tinubu's second year in office, explained that the reforms have led to a marked increase in investor interest. According to him, several major projects are now underway, including a $600 million lithium processing plant located, which is scheduled for commissioning this quarter. Further noted that the $200 million lithium refinery near Abuja was nearing completion. Well, in another development, the federal government has stressed the need. To bridge the skills gap among Nigerian youths to the energy sector. This comes as it disclosed that Nigeria currently lacks half of the skilled workforce necessary to efficiently operate the country's power sector, particularly within the burgeoning renewable energy industry. The Director General of the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, Ahmed Nagode, made this disclosure at the launch of the Next Gen RESCO program organized by the Rural Electrification Agency in collaboration with NAPTIN and Eco-Innovation Empowerment Initiatives. According to him, this tripartite collaboration is carefully structured to identify, train and empower youths with the requisite skills to thrive in the renewable energy sector. Nagode highlighted that the initiative aligns with the federal government's agenda for job creation and economic growth, adding that Nigeria's youthful population represents a unique opportunity to drive transformation in the sector. According to him, though the youth population is vast in Nigeria and many developing countries, white-collar jobs are shrinking like a pyramid, and the higher you go, the fewer they become. Meanwhile, the Ports and Terminal Multi-Services Limited Command of the Nigeria Customs Service says it has collected 230 billion naira since the pilot deployment of the Unified Customs Management System, also known as BODOGU, in October 2024. Captain Tenny Danian disclosed this during a courtesy visit by the Shipping Correspondents Association of Nigeria, describing BODOGU as a Nigerian digital technology that has come to change the narrative in customs operations. Noting that over 90% of the platform's challenges have been resolved at PTML as the pilot point, Danian explained that other commands will not experience technical issues, but issues about those refusing to come in insincere declarations. According to the controller, BODOGU is a more robust and more secure platform with some AI features that can help users do proper classification of things, and it has some features that are not in NICIS. Danian further disclosed that the platform is fully indigenous, adding that the agency does not need a third party to do anything in it, unlike the NICIS, which problems must be translated and sent to a foreign country before it could be resolved. Well, from customs to agriculture now, rice farmers under the competitive African Rice Forum Nigeria have warned of the collapse of Nigeria's rice industry, attributing the shutdown of local mills and mass job losses to cheap imports, insecurity, and lack of government support. In a statement, chairman of the body, Peter Dama, lamented the closure of processing facilities and its devastating impact on workers, stating that workers have been retrenched as the mills are being shut down. He recalled that Nigeria's rice production once reached unprecedented levels, hitting 8 million metric tons, which met most of the national demands. However, Dama linked the decline to the escalating insecurity, which he said has severely disrupted farming activities. According to him, it was after the rise in banditry and kidnapping that farming became challenging and production suffered. Nevertheless, he dismissed claims that the rice pyramids displayed across various states were mere propaganda. The Lagos State chapter of the Poultry Association of Nigeria has attributed the low patronage of eggs to low purchasing power, greedy retailers, and low consumption. According to the PAN Lagos chairman, Mujidi Yola, though eggs remain the cheapest source of protein in the country, retailers and low purchasing power are among the reasons for the decline in egg consumption. Nevertheless, Yola noted that the reduced patronage of eggs in the poultry sector is not peculiar to farmers alone, stating that virtually all consumable goods are experiencing low patronage due to the low purchasing power in the economy. Further reflecting on the situation, he stated that insufficient salaries to meet the nutritional demands of families or other expenses taking priority over the purchase of eggs might be contributing to the low patronage. According to him, the price from 5,500 naira per litre per crate, beg your pardon, and though individual consumption patterns vary, the perception that eggs are expensive is simply fixed in people's minds. Well, let's take you quickly to Katsina State now, where terror neutralized 5 operatives of the Community Security Corps while they were responding to intelligence report about a large gathering of bandits near villages in Matazu local government area of the state. Now, one of the victims, Malam Sanusi, was said to be overseeing their operations across Kusada, Kankia, and parts of Charanchi local government area when he was ambushed alongside 4 of his men while traveling in a Hilux vehicle on a reinforcement mission along Maharaba village in Matazu. According to reports, the mission was tragically cut short when over 20 bandits on motorcycles hiding within mango trees near a stream launched a coordinated surprise attack on them, killing them and setting their vehicle ablaze. Katsina State Governor Diko Rada, who visited the scene of the attack, has engaged directly with residents to gain first-hand insights into their conditions and to reaffirm his administration's readiness to address the prevailing security challenges. Well, may the souls of the departed rest in peace.
With stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered.
VOP This Morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday.
Well, welcome back. On the foreign scene now, Russian forces launched a barrage of 367 drones and missiles at Ukrainian cities overnight, including the capital, Kyiv. The attack was the largest aerial attack of the war so far, killing at least 12 people and injuring dozens more, officials said. The dead included 3 children in the northern region of Zhytomyr, local officials there said. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called on the United States, which has taken a softer public line on Russia, and its leader Vladimir Putin since President Donald Trump took office, to speak out. Interior Minister Ihor Klimenko said 12 people have been killed and 60 more wounded. Earlier, death tolls given separately by regional authorities and rescuers had put the number of dead at 13. Meanwhile, Israeli airstrikes killed at least 6 Palestinians guarding aid trucks against looters, Hamas officials said on Friday, as the head of the United Nations warned that only what he called a teaspoon of aid was getting in following Israel's 11-week-long blockade. He said 107 trucks carrying flour and other foodstuff as well as medical supplies entered the Gaza Strip from the Kerem Shalom crossing point on Thursday, for a total of 305 since Monday, when the blockade was relaxed. But getting the supplies to people sheltering in tents and other makeshift accommodation has been fitful, and UN officials say at least 500 to 600 trucks of aid are needed every day. So far, an umbrella network of Palestinian aid groups said 119 aid trucks have got past the Kerem Shalom crossing point and into Gaza since Israel eased its blockade on Monday in the face of an international outcry. An umbrella network representing Palestinian aid groups said despite the relaxation of the blockade, distribution has been hampered by looting by groups of men, some of them armed, near the city of Khan Yunis. Meanwhile, the husband of a Palestinian doctor in Gaza, Hamdi al-Najjar, whose children were killed in an Israeli airstrike on Friday, remains in critical condition. Milena Angelovaci, a Bulgarian doctor working at Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis, told newsmen that Hamdi al-Najjar's life remains in danger. An Israeli strike killed 9 of the couple's 10 children on Friday and left him and the couple's 11-year-old son injured. The Israeli military has said the incident is under review. And away from that now, Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan met with Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in Istanbul on Sunday. Erdogan's office said, without providing details on their unscheduled talks, Turkey has strong ties with Pakistan, both being largely Muslim countries and sharing historical connections. Earlier, Erdogan's communications director, Faradian grocery shops and major online fashion retailers boycotted Turkish products. And now a second power outage in 2 days has hit the French Riviera region after a fire at a substation in Nice overnight, which authorities said was caused by a malicious act. No fewer than 45,000 homes were affected after the blaze broke out on Sunday, a day after nearby Cannes suffered a massive blackout that was blamed on suspected sabotage during the International Film Festival. The airport, the tramway network, and neighboring towns were impacted before power was restored later in the morning. Officials said it may have been caused by an arson attack on a substation. Around 160,000 homes in the city and surrounding areas lost power. Several screenings were also interrupted by the power cut in the morning before festival organizers were able to switch to private generators. In another development, a British fishing vessel has been impounded by the French authorities accused of illegally fishing in their waters. It was seized in the English Channel and is being held at the port of Boulogne, unable to leave while the French authorities consider bringing a prosecution. The vessel was stopped at sea by the French Navy with its crew alleged to have been fishing in French waters without a license. The incident comes days after UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer was criticized by British fishermen over his reset deal with the European Union, which gives EU fishing vessels access to UK waters for 12 more years. And now helicopters were airdropping animal feed on Sunday to farmers in Australia stranded by floods that have killed 5 and isolated tens of thousands in the country's southeast. Recovery was underway in the mid-north coast region of New South Wales after 5 days of flooding cut off towns, swept away livestock and destroyed homes. At least 10,000 property may have been damaged in the floods, which were sparked by days of incessant rain, authorities estimate. About 32,000 residents of Australia's most populous state remained isolated due to flood waters that were slowly starting to recede, the state's emergency services posted on the X platform. And away from Australia now, the bodies of 5 skiers have been found by rescuers near Switzerland's luxury Zermatt resort. They were recovered one day after emergency services were alerted by a group of climbers ascending the Rimfincon Peak in the Valais Alps to several pairs of skis left unattended near the summit. Aerial and ground searches led to the discovery of the bodies below the summit on the Adler Glacier. The victims were found at varying altitudes on avalanche debris in high altitude areas near the Swiss-Italian border. Their identities have not been formally released, with the Public Prosecutor's Office having opened an investigation into the circumstances of the accident. More premium alpine resorts visited by affluent British and other European skiers. Now, monsoon rains hit the coast of India 8 days earlier than usual, marking the earliest arrival in 16 years and providing the promise of a bumper harvest and relief from a grueling heat wave. The monsoon, the lifeblood of the country's $4 trillion economy, delivers nearly 70% of the rain that India needs to water farms and replenish aquifers and reservoirs. Nearly half of India's farmland without any irrigation cover depends on the annual June-September rains to grow a number of crops. Summer rains usually begin to lash Kerala around June 1 before spreading nationwide by mid-July, allowing farmers to plant crops such as rice, corn, cotton, soybeans, and sugarcane. The onset of the southwest monsoon over Kerala on the 24th of May is its earliest onset since the 23rd of May in 2009, the India Meteorological Department said. The monsoon has covered Kerala and parts of neighboring Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, as well as parts of the northeastern state of Mizoram, the IMD said. Well, in business news now, with an ultimate target of 19 meters depth, the federal government has approved a maintenance dredging of the Lekki Deep Seaport Channel from the present 16.5 meters to 17 meters in the first instance. The managing director of the Nigerian Ports Authority, Abubakar Dansoho, disclosed this during his visit to the $1.5 billion port facility. He noted that the port's capacity to berth a Super Panamax vessels and deliver rapid cargo and vessels turnaround positions is a game changer for Nigeria's export competitiveness, particularly for agro-allied products. Emphasizing that his advantage is more important as the African Continental Free Trade Area gains traction, Dansoho said the port's efficiency is driving steady increases in transshipment numbers, meeting the maritime needs of neighboring countries and supporting NPA's goal of economies of scale. According to him, this enhanced competitiveness fuels demand, boosts foreign exchange inflows, and contributes significantly to Nigeria's year-on-year trade surplus, thereby reinforcing the national economy. Dansoho stated that based on NPA's recommendation, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, has got approval for the dredging of the Lekki Port Channel, a need the NPA has been discussing for about 3 years. Billion naira in fixed income issuances and 3.62 trillion naira in stated that for the period spanning January to April 2025, SEC has so far approved new issues valued at approximately 446.38 billion naira. He further explained that of this amount, 265.90 billion naira was raised through fixed income instruments, while 180,000.48 billion naira was mobilized via equities. On mergers and acquisitions, Agama said the mission approved 11 transactions in 2024 with an aggregate value of 320.36 billion naira, with the most notable of them being 58.02% equity stake in Guinness Nigeria PLC by N7 Nigeria Limited, valued at over 103.7 billion naira. Sports news now. Team Delta has taken command of the ongoing Gateway Games. Delta has taken command of the ongoing Gateway Games 2024 in Ogun State with 44 gold and 19 silver and 40 bronze medals to race well ahead in the competition. The 103 medals total at the end of Day 7 pushes Bayelsa State far in second place with a total of 79 medals consisting of 33 gold, 23 silver and 23 bronze medals, while yet another South contingent, River State, is third position with 26 gold, 21 silver and 26 bronze medals, while host Ogun State is currently fourth with 25 gold, 16 silver and 24 bronze medals. Kebbi State maintains the rear guard with 1 bronze medal. trailing Taraba State, which has 1 silver medal. A total of 709 medals have been awarded across all events so far. Meanwhile, the 22nd National Sports Festival registered a major setback on Saturday night when lights at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena went off during men's 10,000-meter finals. The athletes, who were already nearing the final lap of the race when the stadium suddenly turned pitch black, had to rely on spectators' phone flashlights to complete the race. On the foreign scene now, fortunes turned around for Arsenal Football Club at last, with their women team snatching the Champions League glory in Lisbon with a shock 1-0 victory over Barcelona. Stina Blackstenius' goal earned the Gunners their second European crown against the odds. The Swedish strikers' drilled effort in the 74th minute allowed Renée Slegger's team to dethrone a featured Barcelona side who had won the trophy 3 times in the previous 4 seasons. Arsenal, back in the final for the 4th time since lifting the trophy in 2007, outplayed Barca in the first half and staved them off in the second before Blackstenius struck on this counter-attack. The only British Champions League winners showed their mettle in a superb victory over record 8-time winners Lyon in the semi-final and stopped Pierre Remeur's Barca from claiming the trophy for a 3rd consecutive season. Arsenal striker Alessio Russo said afterwards that they worked so hard and the victory feels just amazing and surreal. For Barcelona, however, the defeat was rather taken in disbelief as Barca's best player at the Jose Alvalade Stadium, Aitana Bonmati, said she could not believe it, but this is football. Entertainment news now. As he emerged, Michael was then seen entering the building after the altercation. The actor said the unexpected kick caused him serious pain, adding that he had to seek medical attention, receiving no support from the production team or on-set first aid. Shortly after his post, Unadikwe's management released a public statement confirming that his condition had worsened, adding that he had been rushed to hospital and was currently undergoing treatment for internal bleeding. It further confirmed Michael as the colleague involved. Well, we wish the actor a very quick recovery. And now rapper Ugochukwu Stevens, popularly known as Rugged Man, has debunked claims that he was arrested by the police over an alleged theft. Over an alleged theft and trespass at the headquarters of the Performing Musicians Employers Association of Nigeria. Rugged Man made a denial in a video he posted after viral reports that he and 4 others were arrested on the orders of a Deputy Commissioner of Police at the State Criminal Investigation Department at Panti, Lagos. The recent report had accused a Rugged Man, singer Sunny Neji, veteran artist Zaki Aze, Boniface Itodo, and Raymond Lasisi of stealing over $130,000 from the P-Man office and breaking into the premises. Dismissing the allegations as false and politically motivated, however, Rugged Man said that a disgruntled individual who they suspended from P-Man was alleging without any evidence that funds were missing from the office that they visited. According to him, the visit to P-Man's National Secretariat was lawful and part of efforts to reclaim the association from those he described as oppressors. And it's a wrap on News Hour. But before we go, a quick look at the headlines. The presidency says a White House invitation rejection statement fake. Obi affirms interest in 2027 and the Labour Party, says might be his last shot. Masop wants Tinubu against Soludo, others assuring win. Wiki quits reconciliation agreements and blames Makinde for crisis. 99% of candidates score below 200, says JAM. And Nigeria's mining reforms attracted $800 million in 2024, says the federal government. On the foreign scene, Russia's largest air attack kills over 12 people. And in business, federal government approves a Lekki Channel deepening to 17 meters. In sports news, Delta leads with 103 medals as outage disrupts 10,000-meter finals. And in entertainment, actor hospitalized after on-set kick. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV. And on other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. I am Vivian Oguche, and thank you for watching.